Hello and welcome. This is Robin and you're watching English Fluency with Robin. So this is the first part of English grammar. These videos will be added in the English grammar playlist. This is the part 1 of English grammar. So if you are someone who has trouble in speaking in English or writing in English, if you are someone who makes grammar mistakes or you find it difficult to get the right words or make grammar mistakes and all while speaking, these training sessions will be extremely useful for you. Okay. So here it is basics in English part A, and before we start with the training session, let us look into the course objectives. So as this is a screen recording session, I will be highlighting whatever I am talking with the mouse. You can see, you can look at the screen, you can see the blue color, light blue color. I will be highlighting with the mouse like this. Okay. And if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask in the comment section. So I'll be happy to reply to all the doubts you have. I will try my best to reply to all the comments as well. Okay. So here are the course objectives. In this channel, we'll be having spoken English training sessions, including grammar, vocabulary sessions, words training, conversation practice, topic presentations, etc. So I'll be starting with English grammar here. Okay. What are the course objectives? You have learned English grammar in schools, colleges, etc. But you may have learned it in a traditional way, just like learning grammar rules, mugging up grammar rules. And normally when you hear the word English grammar, when you hear the word grammar, most people associate most people associate grammar with boring. Most people associate grammar with boring, right? So here I am planning to do it in a different way, not just like traditional way. I'll be giving 10% grammar rules and 90% I'll try to use grammar. I will train you to use grammar in your real life situations, like just like you need to ask a question, you want to ask a question in English and you want to reply to someone. If somebody asks you a question, you want to reply to, and making English sentences without grammar mistakes and all are our objectives. So learning English grammar for real life situations is the main objective. Okay, so let us talk about the course objectives. The first one, you can look at the screen while I highlight it with my mouse. To overcome the fear of making grammar mistakes. Most of you have a level of speak English. Most of you know English well. Maybe you are good in reading, you are good in writing in English, and you can understand English when somebody speaks to you. So you have good reading, writing as well as listening skills. But when it comes to speaking, there lies the issue. You are not confident. You feel that okay, you are making some mistakes while you speak. That's why you are not confident. Sometimes you don't get the right sentence structure. You don't have an idea where to start the sentence with, especially when if you are not an English speaker, if you are not a native English speaker, you will find it difficult to just translate it from your region language. That's why we are focusing on all these course objectives, just like the first one, to overcome the fear of making grammar mistakes. If that fear is there, you won't start speaking, right? So that is one of the objectives here. Second one, to frame questions and answers. I hope you are reading on the screen along with me. To frame questions and answers. To frame means what? To make something. To frame questions, you have to learn how to make a question, because in order to start a conversation with someone, you need to know how to ask a question and also to give an answer, right? So you will learn how to frame questions and also to give answers. Third one, to develop confidence. How do you develop your confidence? Most of you are not confident in speaking English because of these reasons I mentioned right here, right now. Just like you don't know how to make a question, you don't know how to frame a question, you don't know how to give an answer properly, and you have a fear of making mistakes. So in order to develop your confidence, that's the third objective, you need to tick the first two ones. You need to achieve the first two ones. Okay, so let us start with the portions and make sure you prepare your notes as well. Okay, here we will start with very basic things. I won't be giving you any definitions like you learn English in a school also, because you are not going to write an exam here. You are going to learn how to use these things in your real life situations. Am I right? Yeah. So I will be giving only the examples so that you can relate it to your real life situations. The objective is of course very clear. You need to learn to use English in your real life situations. It's not about learning definition or writing for the exams. Got it? Noun. What is a noun? Don't worry about the word noun. It is just a name of a thing, person or an animal, etc. It is the name. Naming something, it is a name, that is a noun. Just like table, chair, television, laptop, John, that is the name of a person, Mary, that is the name of another person, cat, that is an animal. So all these things are called nouns. Don't worry about nouns. You don't need to learn what is a noun, but you need to know these are noun means the name of a person. Okay. So I won't be using many grammar rules here, but for the starting, when I'm going to train you to speak in English, I need you to learn with the basics in English. That is why I'm starting with some of the grammar here. Okay. So I am starting with these things. Verb means something that you do. There are different kinds of English verbs in English, like action verbs, stative verbs and possessive verbs, but I will be concentrating on action verbs. So something that you do, that is not actually the definition of a verb, but for you to understand, we will start with action verbs. Action verbs is something that you do. Okay, here run, speak, write, drink, buy, sleep and travel. All these things are actions that you do every day. That is why it's called a verb. It's a verb, that's called an action verb. Okay, now we will move to the sentence structure. So you can ask your doubts in the comments, don't forget that. Okay, sentence structure or the word order. You might have learned these in your schools or colleges, right? So here sentence structure means the word order, how you frame an English sentence. Okay, this thing, just like the subject, verb or object part, again you don't need to mug it up, you don't need to learn this. So this will be the last time I will be explaining a lot of grammar rules, because I will be starting with 20% grammar rules here, because I want you to learn sentence structure. Later on I will be using just 10% grammar rules, and I will give you multiple examples that you can start using in your real life situations. But you need to understand this, because if you are a native speaker in English, it is fine, you don't need to learn all these things. But if you are a native speaker in English, you will be comfortable with making English sentences, because you have been doing that all your life, right? But if you are not an English speaker, if you are not a native English speaker, your native language is a different one other than English, then you need to know that you cannot always translate just like that in English. Whatever your native language is, you cannot just translate like that. That is why I am focusing on this word order or the sentence structure. That's why I am concentrating on this sentence structure or word order. We can go with examples. Subject. Don't worry about this word subject. It is, I will give you some examples, just memorize that. I, you, he, someone else, maybe a boy. Okay. She, that is a girl. It, maybe I am pointing to an object. All these things are called subjects. I, we, you, he, she, they, we, etc. Those are subjects. Verb, I have already mentioned. Here we are talking about action verbs, something that you do. Whatever the subject do, that is a verb. Okay, actions, run, speak, drink, etc. Object part, let it be there. You don't need to study that right now. We will concentrate on examples right now. So subject, verb and object here. The one thing you have to remember is that I have highlighted the word verb in blue color. I have already highlighted this verb in blue color. That is where you have to concentrate, because in your native language the verb may not be in the middle. Got it? For example, see first example, please read along with me. You can look at the screen. I go to the office every day. I go to the office every day. You are talking about your habitual actions, something that you do every day. You go to your office, right? So I go to the office every day. Okay, how do you say this in your native language? Try to translate this into your native language. If your native language is not English, you can try translating it, because you cannot always translate right from your native language to English the same way. This one you can understood the meaning, you can translate it into native language, it's fine. But when you translate back from your native language to English, it may not be the same. That is why I am asking you to concentrate on this one, where a subject plus verb plus object makes a complete English sentence. You cannot miss any of this. The verb should be in the middle. Here we are talking about action verbs. Okay, the verb should be in the middle. Verb means something that you do, the action that you do, that should be in the middle. So you can look at these examples so that you will get a clear understanding of what I am saying right now. You don't need to learn a theory here. I go to the office every day. I have already highlighted the word go in a blue color, right? That is a verb. So I is the subject here, go is the verb, and the office is the object part. I go to the office every day. I is the subject, go is the verb, office is the object. So go is the verb here. I go to the office. You can clearly see I go to the office every day. Go comes in the middle. That is what I am talking about. Subject plus verb plus object. Never forget this. Otherwise, when you frame an English sentence, there might be a mistake. You may make a mistake there. So next one, I drink tea in the morning. This is something that you do in the morning. If you have a habit of drinking tea, you can say I drink tea in the morning. Again, I is the subject, drink is the verb here, tea is the object. See, you can easily see the subject verb object part. Here verb comes in the middle, right? Just like that, in the example also you can see I drink tea, the verb drink comes in the middle. I drink tea in the morning. Again, the time or the position or the location part you can add at the end. It is better not to start with in the morning I drink tea. Better to start with subject plus verb plus object. After that, at the end you can add position or the time, etc. So I drink tea, drink is the verb, drink comes in the middle. I play football in the evening. Here I am talking about my another habit of playing football in the evening. I have a habit of playing football in the evening. So I say I play football in the evening. I play football. I is the subject, play is the verb, object is football. So I play football, play comes in the middle. So when you try to say this sentence in your native language, the verb or the action part may not be in the middle. Because I am from India, my native language is Malayalam, and in India we speak lot of languages like Hindi, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, etc. My regional language is Malayalam. So when I translate something from Malayalam to English, it is not like this. There can be a mistake. That is why in Malayalam, that is my regional language, the verb comes at the end, not in the middle. That's why when you translate something from your native language, make sure the verb comes in the middle. Got it? Okay. Make sure if you have any doubts, feel free to ask. Whatever doubts you have, I will be committed in helping you, because helping you people is my passion. I love training people to speak in English. I am very passionate about that. I am very committed about that. If you are committed in learning English, if you are an active learner, you can depend on this channel for quality training sessions, and I will be 100% committed in replying to your comments as well. Okay, so I play football in the evening. Play is a verb there. I watch TV in the evening. That is about my another habit of watching TV in the evening. I watch TV programs in the evening. I watch TV. What is the verb here? Can you answer? What is the verb here? The verb is watch. I watch TV. I is the subject, watch is the verb, TV is the object part there. Got it? I meet my friends on Sundays. Again, I have another habit of meeting my friends on every Sunday. On all Sundays, I meet my friends. So, I meet my friends. Meet is the verb. I is the subject, meet is the verb, friends, my friends is the object part there. Okay. So, I will go through these examples once again. I go to the office every day. Go is the verb. I drink tea in the morning, drink is the verb, that comes in the middle. I play football in the evening, I is the subject, play is the verb, football is the object part. I watch TV in the evening, here watch is the verb. I meet my friends on Sundays, you can see meet is the verb. Just like I told you about the sentence structure in English, make sure the verb or the action part comes in the middle. I hope you are crystal clear about this, and make sure if you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Here, this is a short session here because I intentionally, it was my intention to make it short because this is the first lesson in this channel. And if you have any doubts, please ask. We will be continuing with the basics in English. It is not over. This is part A. We will be continuing with part B and C, etc. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. If you don't want to miss any upcoming training sessions, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell too. And remember that I will be 100% committed. This is a YouTube channel. I know it is not my real classroom, but I treat this as my real classroom. I treat you people as my real students. And make sure I will be committed. Make sure you are also committed in learning English. Have a notebook, prepare notes. Later on in the upcoming training sessions, I will give you some exercises also for you to do by yourself, and also to answer in the comment section. I hope today's training session was useful for you. If you like the session, if you found it useful, make sure to give me a like. Make sure to give me a like. It will be highly inspiring for me if you like this video, and also share it with your friends who like to enhance the language skills as well. And do remember to subscribe and follow this channel. That's all for today. I'll be back with the next training session very soon. Bye.